So I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. I love this whole thing that I just talked about. I love it, even with the horrible edits in the first couple seasons that now I, as an adult, realize were just horrible edits and needless cutting out because people at the time didn't think they could show it or couldn't work with it, or for whatever reason it was not put in. And in the later seasons, where they cut out the 2 seconds of bust shot that wasn't really. They showed a lot of cleavage, but no much more than that. I don't know. Whatever. Which I'm pretty sure now you can kind of more get away with since Toonami's on at night, so I don't really see why there was much of a problem to show it. Anyway. But yeah, even with, okay, so basically with or without the edits, it is a darn good show. I liked it. Granted, it's a formula that's repetitive throughout, but they changed it up enough that it's likable. Even though it is repetitive, it's still likable. It changes enough the details, and the characters, the character have evolutions. It's not just reset to 0. The characters don't act the exact same way they do in every episode. You know, Dennis the Menace in the first episode is still Dennis the Menace at the end of the episode, at the end of the series. He's still this same oblivious tornado he always was. You know, he doesn't change. He doesn't grow. He doesn't become more. But we see these characters change and grow. We see their core still be the same. We see them be a little bit less spastic. You know, as the series goes on, we see them grow. We see them become adults. We see them express dreams and aspirations. We see their friends leave and go to Africa, and eventually get referenced or brought back for an episode or so. But we see these people go on and have lives. They leave the series. We see we see evolution, which was anime at its finest. It's what stood out from the regular cartoons. They just reset to 0. Oh, what? That happened? Oh, we don't reference that. Or we discount it, so it's a continuity or whatever, you know. Which is annoying, because it's like, there's no real sense of history, there's no sense of time. That's what anime had. Anime had linear storytelling. It made reference to previous episodes, previous things. You know, it showed evolution, it showed time. And that's what we love. We like to learn things through observation. We see these characters, we see them struggle, we see them laugh and cry and everything in between. And through that, we kind of learn stuff ourselves. And that's what I loved about anime, was that it showed life unbiased, unedited. You know, it had characters live life. Anime life, but still, when they wanted to show kind of real life consequences, they showed real life consequences. You know, it really drove it home that there are consequences to your actions, and you have to be aware of that. You can't just, do something and there's no consequence for it. Really, you don't really get told the moral of the lesson. And then doesn't apply to anything else after that or whatever. Something you do something, it's gonna matter, and you're gonna see the repercussions of this continue on and on unless you stop it or whatever. And the writers don't write to favoritism to that character or that group of characters. When bad stuff goes down, it's bad, and it's not gonna be some easy fix. It's a challenge. It's a struggle to get the job done. And Sailor Moon, back in the beginning, when anime started to showcase itself that this is anime, that was a really good showcase episode of its uniqueness, of the fact that you can have cartoons and have it be serious, to have serious tones. Particularly lesbianism in the 90s was we just got used to sexism, the sexness, the concept of sexuality in our medium was still a fresh new thing. And to have that in a children's cartoon, that was revolutionary. You've never seen that before in anything else. You barely see dating and love interests, let alone lesbian love interests. And dynamics. And everything. So it wasn't afraid to show life. And that's what I love about anime. When it wants to, when it shows life, it shows life. And you love it for it. Because you can live vicariously through these characters and kind of understand a bit more about what it means to grow up. You know, granted in a bit of a silly anime world, but still have enough of the themes that you took the life lessons more seriously. And that's what I love about that series. That's what I love about anime. When it wants to be serious, it'll be serious. I don't know how many different ways I can say this, for trying to be clear of what I mean, because I'm afraid I'm not describing this properly. But yeah, if I said it a dozen times already, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I'm explaining myself correctly. But I think I've said it enough. Let's wrap this. Let's say our goodbyes. So, check out the trailers of the new Sailor Moon dubbed by Viz. Everything Sailor Moon, which I think they already have the manga, so they're not really re-expressing that. I think they already made it clear they already have the manga. They've had the manga for like over 10 years or whatever. So the Viz is which is a massive undertaking. All the entire anime property, that's gonna take a while. And Sailor Moon Crystal will be also premiering at AX, along with, I guess, the first couple of episodes of the new Sailor Moon redub. And I'm looking forward to seeing both the redub and the reboot and the original voice cast of the original series as well. English dub. I'm looking forward to that. I have stuff for them to sign, and I'm waiting to get in line. So I'm gonna look forward to seeing footage of me there. And my only complaint, my last complaint is that basically what I've read so far, I might be wrong. I'm really hoping I'm wrong. But basically, they're doing for the redub. Basically, what they're doing, same thing what they did with the Rock the Dragon box set, is that I don't believe there's anything to be. There's no DVD release of that at AX. They're just gonna premiere it. Not premiere it, but showcase it, I guess, or present it, or showcase it, because it's already streaming on Neon Alley, so you can already see the first couple of dubbed episodes, I believe. So it's just showcasing it, the redub, at AX, but they're premiering the Sailor Moon Crystal there as well. So I wanted to get that straight. So there's no DVD release of the redub until later on this year. So I just have to wait for it. If you not know what I'm talking about, the Rock Dragon was already announced online that they're going to have it out with a bunch of other titles that were going to be released. So it's a big announcement, which was already, I guess, unofficially leaked online. Then was going to be officially announced at AX, but everyone all kind of already knew that 2 weeks prior, due to the leak or whatever. Again, I don't know if it was really a big secret or not, but I already saw the thing, and the trailer or whatever for the Rock the Dragon. I'm like, cool, and it's gonna be a big announcement at AX. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I assumed they were gonna have the DVD because I didn't know when the DVD was gonna come out. So I went to the Funimation booth and I said, okay, where's the Rock the Dragon at? And they said, oh, we don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? There's gonna be a big announcement thing for the release, and it's like, oh yeah, but the release isn't until mid-August, so that's in another 6 weeks. Well, then what was the point of saying it now? I'm not gonna have the 60 odd bucks or whatever, how much it's gonna cost in 6 weeks. I'm gonna be working then. I saved all my money to spend it now. So it's just. In this case, you're wondering, no, I haven't bought it yet because I don't know where to buy it for a good price. I haven't been to the stores or anything because I've been busy working. I've been saving up to spend money at that particular point in time when, mid-August, August 15th comes around. I'm not going to have money to spend because I'll be too busy paying my bills because it's past that point. I'm not going to have $60 just lying around just because, it's that time. It's like, that time came and went. I don't have it. I have to spend money on my bills. And stuff. So, yeah, so I was a bit upset about that. So basically the same thing's happening more or less again. It's just going to come later on in the year. So, okay. And that's just the first series, I think, that's going to be released as a packet, or whatever. So I have to wait for that. So, okay, so basically the same thing's happening again. But another, last concern. It's not a negative thing, it's a concern. I'm just concerned because I've seen this before. When they did Kai for Dragon Ball, they, as well as after the Rock the Dragon saga had ended with Goku landing on Namek, the voice actors, I believe, after that point had changed. And I think changed again in Kai. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe they used those actors to do Kai. I'm not entirely sure. It's a big thing. But when they redid that whole storyline that we loved, in Dragon Ball, when they redid it again under the Funimation flag or banner of the Funimation dub, they redid all the voices and everything, and it's like generally 90% of everything they redid is okay by my book. It's fine, it's a good read, it's good actors, good acting. The problem was the high notes, the memorable lines, the one-liners that we remember from those first 65 episodes or whatever of Dragon Ball, are different. They have a different energy to them. They have a different pitch to them. So when Vegeta says, it's over 9,000, that's what we love. That's how he says it. That's what, that's what we come to know and love. So when the Funimation Kai dub says, Vegeta, a guy says it, he says it all differently. Like, it's over 9,000 or something like that. He says it differently. And so he doesn't have the proper energy spike when it's needed. So it sounds differently and it feels differently, and that's why we don't like it. That's why I don't like it, is because it's that keynote spike is different. And what I'm concerned with is that the writing in the redub is going to be different than what it was in the 90s, because it's a different era. The 90s was snappy. It had good comebacks. It had clever writing for the English stuff to make it relevant, 90s relevant. It had clever writing. Basically, what it boiled down to is it had clever writing to help with the spasticness of the early seasons, and then the good voice acting quality picked up for the rest of it. Not that it was less clever, it was less snappy because their characters had started to mellow out. They were less spastic because they were growing up. And so the writing in the later seasons fit the characters and feel of the later seasons. So my concern is that the current writers writing this right now, they're making this thing right now, is that it's not going to feel the same to us vintage Sailor Moon fans because it's completely recast, completely rewritten to be closer to the original Japanese story. Okay. So I know going into this thing, it's going to be different. So I don't know how much I'm going to like this. I hope I love this. I hope I like this. I hope I love it. But my concern is because it's going to be different. It's going to have all these changes. It's going to go back to zero, pretty much. They're taking it right back to what it was. And then try to not Americanize it, but try to change just the language. Just the language and not the isms, the lingo, not what they say but how they say it, the attitude, the personality, the times, the era in which it takes place in. You change that up to current time, different writers, different everyone else, and try to make it currently relevant from the 90s. I know for a fact it's going to be different. I just hope that it's something I will still like, so I could still like the franchise. I don't want to dislike this thing. It's going to be very different. And everyone saw what happened in Kai, all us vintage Dragon Ball Z fans saw that, and it's like, well, all those other lines and, putting in all the old stuff that was edited out was pretty good. The voice acting was fine, but when they hit that, that powerful emotional note, it just wasn't there. And that's why I don't like Kai more than I like the Rock the Dragon saga. Because it wasn't what I remembered. It wasn't what I fell in love with. The energy wasn't there. It wasn't there when we needed it. So that's my concern. Basically, if I'm explaining this properly, that's my concern for the new Sailor Moon redub. Is that the energy is going to be different. It's going to be kind of more mellow, maybe, than what I'm used to. I don't make any predictions of what it's going to be. I'm just afraid it's going to be too different that I won't relate to it or like it as to what it was. That's why I'm going to go and try to get as many of the old original dub as much as I can find at AX. But I wish them well. I wish that these guys have made many new fans and still managed to not appease, but still have many of the old fans, such as myself, still like the redub and re-edit and everything. I wish them well. I wish that they make everyone happy. I doubt that'd really be the case, but I wish them the best. I wish them the best. And that's pretty much about it. That's all my concerns and everything. I'm sorry if this went kind of a bit on, but it was a lot to say. And those writers and voice actors, directors, producers, they've got their work cut out for them, because that's a massive undertaking. And I wish them luck. And I hope they get what they were aiming for. and I just hope everyone's happy with the end result. That's all I have to say. Who knows what the future holds in store for this franchise? But I just hope in the end everyone's satisfied or something. That they're just happy or content or something. That's about it for this rant. I need to eat now since I got home. So yeah. So take care and I don't know what a clever way would be to end this. Theme wise. Oh, and don't forget this. This is a real doozy. I also heard that they are currently looking. I think they just got done hiring the main cast, and one of the not attributes but qualities in which they are looking for voice actresses and actresses. They are looking for people who can act and sing, because that's pretty much what they did back in original dub. Was every so often a character would sing a song. So yeah, so that's one of the things that they wanted to do again, is redo not only all the dialogue but also all the songs as well. But that was also a really big. But the thing is, they're not Americanizing it; they're just translating it into English. So it's still going to be more in the theme of the original Japanese. They're just translating it. So they're not Americanizing it; they are translating it. That's another concern of mine, is that I wouldn't. Wouldn't care for the song. I guess I'll probably still find it catchy, but I probably wouldn't really understand it or something, or something like that. I'm just concerned that I'm not gonna like the songs anymore, because I love the songs. Look, I actually have it right here. I have the original soundtrack on VHS. Not VHS. On DVD. On CD. Let's see. Little Mermaids, Wicked, Transformers, Goody Goody. Here we are. S. See? Right there. Original soundtrack. Sailor Moon theme. I Want to Be a Star. My Only Love. Call My Name. A Starry Night. It's a New Day. Carry On. Rainy Day Man. Only a Memory Away. She's Got the Power, and the Sailor Moon theme reprise. And much like Gem before, the songs also what really drew me in. That's what I liked about them. They're catchy. They were a product of the times. Now when someone does these songs with the original Japanese and does it and just translates it into English, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. I hope I do. But yeah, that's another thing to be mindful of, is they're just translating it into English. They're not. It's just it's just a straight dub. They're not trying to make it too much a product of the times. Because the '90s was a real, product of the times. It had catchphrases and stuff. It had its own unique feel. So that's just something to be mindful of if you're a fan of the previous dub and you want to take a look at this. Just remember, it's a different process, so it's not going to be the same. But I hope it turns out well. guess I'll just say take care and see y'all at the AX. Bye for now.